Hey, what's up? All right. Awesome. I'll have it up. Yes, please go live. Put your links in the NASCAR General. I got you. I got yours open.
Drop it.
And good evening and late evening. We are getting ready for something different. So it is the first road race of the season for the PPRL NASCAR, and we are doing something that's not been done before, to my knowledge. So we're going to be running the Daytona road course with the NASCARs today. It'll be, I believe, 50 some odd laps. It's 225 miles, so we'll get all the information of that as we get underway. So I hope you're ready. While we wait for qualifying to get underway, we're gonna mess around a little bit ourselves and see what this road course drives like. Typically when we're here in Daytona, we are running on the oval, but we'll be running a roval configuration today. So let me grab the wheel and let's see what this drives like. Oh yeah, real quick, there's a, dang it, I did the wrong one. That is the wrong thing again. Is there a setup for the race? What is the tune? All right, so like I look up Dawson and I'll be able to find the tune. All right, cool. I might actually need to like double check Dawson's gamer tag. Dawson 14. Already are silver. What's the description of it? Or I'm just having issues finding it. Okay. There we go. Okay, we have most of the goodies set up, so let's see. Alright, let's see if this is going to work out for me. I have to pardon the extra screen as we have some practice up. I don't know what my settings are because my wheel settings were reset. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to yell a little bit. We're gonna drive around the microphone as we get started. Okay, so I'm working there. Alright, we're gonna restart this. let's try again and see if I can get started on a lap. I also need to put my my rear view mirror back up. Oh, cool. My downshifts aren't working. All right, cool. That's at least working though. So let's see what the dog leg does. Have to do a lift there for the dog leg. Ooh, that back end wants to get real loose. Hey, how's it going? Toaster Lord, how you doing? Give me 1 second, I'll take a look at what's going on, Toaster Lord. I'm going crazy. Is there anywhere I can find a link to PPRL? How you been? I'm good. Give me a second and I will post a link for PPRL. Oh my god, this feels so... Like, I don't know if it's because, like, my force feedback settings are fucked right now. Or, like, what's going on, because this just, like, feels like absolute crap. Let me get it onto the straight, and I'm going to throw it in a menu. Okay, let's see if I can get you a link to the server. If you're interested in joining PPRL, here you go. Here's a link. I did copy that, right? Copy. There you go. Of course it's not very nice. Okay, screw that. Everything's being weird. There we go. All right, let's see if I can get a hold of this thing. we're getting down to the final 10 minutes of the practice and qualifying session. And welcome to the server, Toaster Lord. As we get down to the final 5 minutes, I'll hop out. So, what I'm getting a feel for is these cars with this current setup are quite the handful getting down into T1. Again, this could be something very specific to my experience of this on the wheel, just because my feedback settings are not the greatest right now. A lot of this, the inside of the horseshoe is going to be about managing the car, getting it into the power band, and keeping everything together while getting enough rotation to pull around. Back online. Nice. That's really far offline. You gotta do a little bit of pedaling to get it through the dog leg. You could possibly drop it down into first gear there. That's a cut. But you'd be only dipping into it for just a second. We're looking at 141s as good times here. UDP Drift has that currently at the top of the practice times. The braking point is largely the same as what you take with the GT cars, which is at the green light right before you go down into the Le Mans chicane. I am not racing, I am doing announcing, but I have not driven the Daytona road course in a NASCAR. So in order to give a good and clear sense of what the race is like, I figured I would put a few laps in just to try my hand to see how it goes. I got a 146 there, and of course, oh, that's a lot of oversteer there. Kiss the wall on the outside. Make sure I'm clear. We're gonna go do this one and one more time around. Actually, I may just try this on controller to see if I can get around the issue that I'm running into. Alright. Let's check my settings, make sure it's not. It's just a simulation. Down into the final 5 minutes. Oh, that's dirty. Of course. I'm not gonna be able to get any decent times. Oh, I may have been wrong. You don't really have to pedal that. That's just my perception from before. Because you can definitely hit the dog leg flat out. A lot of these drivers have a lot of experience running ovals, so I feel like the big differentiator that we're going to be seeing today is who's going to be able to manage the car on the infield without losing the most time. Stutter for whatever reason. I'm not going to improve dramatically. So 1.5 may be my limit here. That just shows how strong a number of the guys that are running tonight are. That's gonna be my trials of the car. We're down in the last 10 seconds of the practice qualifying window. Oh no. It did not. I did it wrong. I forgot. It does feel really good. I like the way this drives. It also doesn't help that the streamer is actually in the race and not in the spectating booth, but that's neither here nor there. I made a mistake. But we have some technical difficulties, so it's going to be a moment while we let the game reset, and then we're going to get the lobby back together. The stream is live. It's okay. Oh, I backed out of the lobby. I thought we were resetting it. I'm on my way. It's absolutely. Toaster Lord, I didn't know you were running with us today. Wow. He was very full, so I doubt I'll make the grid. We will see. Ready, spectate. So we're going to be taking a few minutes to get everything together. Once the grid is set, we will be going live for 225 miles of Daytona Road. A number of players had to reset the game, but practice has been advanced, and we're going to be getting ready to run in just a few minutes. So we have onboard views of Taylor, Griff, Ghost Reaper, Frosted, and Back in Black. It'd just be one more person because I'm the 24th. I will do my best. So again, Forza doing Forza things, and some people are having some issues getting things set up. The live is going to back out, so sorry, we're going to have a few flashes while all this gets put together. As we were saying, we have onboard views of Drift, Ghost Reaper, Taylor, and Frosted. And there it is. And we're just doing a quick tech inspection to make sure everyone is set up the way they need to be. Just people learning Forza is great. People learning Forza is great. Oh my god. Yeah, I was getting ready to try to scroll back and try to find it. Wow. There's a bit of a debate over like what we're going to be running. Also, there were only 11 people that qualified during the session too, so yes, you were Toaster Lord. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. And it's just a few more moments as we wait for the grid to get reestablished. We will be getting this all set up in just a few moments. We got a few people left already up, and we're getting ready to start the race. As it's going to go, because of the fixed setup rules, we are going to be reversing the grid so everyone can pit to reset their tires. And once we get the tires reset, we'll be going green after a formation lap. We'll be getting started in just a moment. As we said, the grid will be attempting to turn around safely. Look at all these NASCARs. watch all the NASCARs stack up onto a single point because we have one pit box. Is pulling back to turn 4 as we start to get the cars together. And we're starting to form up the grid now. We have 54 laps. Just a few more moments as we're getting the last few cars in the grid. Up front, leading us around today is Fluffball. Next up is Ghost Reaper in the 27 Monster car. Frosted in the livery did not load. PRG Black in the number 9 Red Bull WeatherTech car. Stadium Culture in the 26 Red Bull in the Red Bull car. In 6th position is Taylor in the 89 Pennzoil. Smoke in the number 1 Busch Light. Royally Stone is in the number 77 Texaco Lightning car. Dawson in the number 10 Build Submarines car. And number 10 RDR Silver in the number 68 Logitech car. We're gonna go back up to the front of the grid with Fluff, who will be bringing us to green. We have a full grid of 23 cars. A number of racers are in the background having some issues getting onto the starting grid. Fluff calls us green. And how are we gonna make it through turn 1? A full pack of cars hurtling down into the first corner, going into the horseshoe. Number of drivers go wide. The number 26 Logitech car is wide out, and there are a a lot of cars that have gone wide, and 3 cars typically go 3 wide into the kink heading up to the International Horseshoe. Up at the front of the field, Fluffball is away safely. Ghost Reaper looking to the inside as they pull around the dog leg. Slow and a little bit of contact as they go into Horseshoe West. And through the in and out, Fluff is very wide trying to get onto the speedway section of the track. Cautions are offline until lap 11, but on the Fluff has fallen down to 3rd position as Ghost Reaper takes up the lead. Fluffball falls into the draft behind Black. PRG Black heading into the Lamar chicane late on the brakes, and that's it appears to be Black, and Fluff is all out of shape coming through the chicane. And Fluff has found his way back up into 2nd position, getting the car back in line, tailing Ghost Reaper heading down into turn 1. Austin trying to close up on to the back bumper of the Horseshoe in through the kink. Everyone's still super tight, fighting for position. Ahead, Fluffball has reclaimed the lead, but Ghost Reaper is closing down on him with THR Benz right in the back for 3rd position. Ghost Reaper down into the bus stop. Benz and Reaper close up in the background. Dawson is creeping up. Hockey is all out of shape. Someone's down into the infield and around. Infinity's spinning and makes contact with Frosted, it appears, and is likely going to be big damage there, but there are no cautions available for quite a few laps. Both of them are going to be suffering laps down. Up at the front, Benz and Ghost Reaper are fighting and shuffling for position. Fluff falls back, and the number 18 Skittles car gets ahead as THR Benz pulls up out from below 10th position, finding himself up to 1st place for the time being. But Fluff and Ghost Reaper are working really hard not to let that stand too long. And just a little bit off of the distance, UDP Drift and Dawson are fighting for position. LMP TVR going wide, putting wheels into the dirt. And in the back of the field, the number 9 car gets into number 9 car appears to get into some trouble. Infinity Designs ends up backing out of the race. The number 9 PRG black car now back onto the road after a bit of a backup into the Horseshoe. Dawson follow nose to tail heading into the chicane. The number 45 and the number 89 Pennzoil car is around. It looked like PRG Black got his nose into the back bumper of Taylor and ended up rotating him into the horseshoe. Back up at the front of the field, Benz continues to lead the pack as Fluffball does not let him get any room to fight, any room to breathe. Fluffball and Ghost keep pulling ahead of the field. And Waterfire heading down towards the heading down into the International Horseshoe in the Chumba Casino in the 79 Chumba Casino car. Drift is steadily hunting down UDP Drift. Drift having a bit of a time getting through the bus stop. And people are nursing engine damage all throughout the race here. Nebo looks to be closing up on Waterfire, pulling alongside. Nebo gets ahead heading into turn 1, but will Waterfire try to make a move, get into the braking zone? Waterfire pulls along to the outside, down to the inside, but pulls back out. The 99 takes the inside line, and Waterfire goes wide. Nebo keeps it tidy and into the horseshoe. And Nebo keeps going and opening up the lead off of Waterfire. Up ahead, Royally Stone into the dog leg, trying to look to the inside of Hockey. Hockey getting better rotation onto the Horseshoe West and getting the drive out, leaving Royally Stone to eat on the inside of the curb and lose a little bit of time. Onto the speedway section of the track, the number 11 is steadily falling off of the back bumper of Hockey up ahead. And right in the background, Nebo's getting real close to getting the slipstream as they make the run down into the bus stop. And in the picture-in-picture, you have Ghost Reaper looking to make a move onto LMP TVR heading into turn 1. Ghost Reaper not giving LMP TVR any room to breathe, just as Royally Stone looks to the inside of Hockey heading down into turn 1. Nebo gets around the inside of Hockey. Is he able to keep it tidy going through turn 1? Everyone makes it through all in one piece. And Nebo is steadily opening. Oh, but Nebo goes super wide out into the grass, and Hockey's able to recover the position. And Hockey is off up ahead, gaining over a second. Nebo also falling behind Waterfire as well. Waterfire gaining time, pulling into 1 second of Royally Stone. Excuse me, 1 second of Royally Stone. Up ahead, Skid Brave is slowly catching up to Skid Brave slowly catching up to Smoke. Number of drivers are continuing to nurse engine damage, trying to get to their pit stop. Adam, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? But Skid Brave steadily eating up the distance between him and Smoke all the drugs. Smoke making it down into turn 1 and steadily opening up the gap. And Hockey finally puts it into the pits to nurse all to repair the engine damage. Now these drivers are likely to try to turn this into a I did not check the life on these tires. Oh, and there's someone into the wall. I believe it may have been Smoke in the wall. There's a car stationary at one of the turns in the horseshoe. Looking up ahead, LMP TVR steadily closing down on Fluffball. TVR has a major draft and a big overspeed advantage. Not certain if something happened to Fluff to cause him to lose all that speed. Fluff pulls down to the inside. And let's take a look to see if there's something wrong with Fluff, because Fluff is not fighting the position. Fluff is still in good working order, but falls back and gives position to LMP TVR. Skid Brave gets into the side of the Duke, and Skid Brave get into each other's sides coming through the bus stop. Unclear, what's up? Yes. So I can, dang it. I can see on the minimap if someone just shoots the bus stop. Yes, I can tell because I can see when you're off the track. So if someone just like shoots straight across, I can easily tell. Also, your time gap will drop. But back into the racing, JDM Culture up ahead is looking like he's trying to gain ground onto Dawson, while a little bit further down the road, the Duke is looking to make a move on Skid Brave. Splitting off into a number of groups. Silver and Taylor look like they're working as a team right now to make progress up the track, taking turns leading the draft. And Taylor is working to try to Taylor and Silver are trying to work to catch up to Waterfire up ahead. Looking like they're having some issues with one another. TRG Black is down at P10 currently, but Nebo, Smoke, and Royally Stoned are slowly closing up. TRG Black currently working to claw his way back up from an early incident in the race, trying to get up to the lead of trying to make his way back up to the lead. It'll be interesting to see how he manages the upcoming pit cycles in order to make that work. Behind him, the clump of cars is spread out. Nebo, Stoned, and Smoke have opened up the gaps between each other, falling out of drift contention. Up towards the front, LMP TVR is trying to close the gap down to THR Benz. Benz is running clear up ahead, and every time he makes it into the infield, has a clean, strong run and finds himself opening up tenths of a second every time through there, just having a lot more confidence. As this happens, it looks like Benz is steadily making his way up into a number of back markers. Uncle Palpy already being taken a lap down as Benz is starting to close in on the back of Lion Mane. Down at 14-15, RDR Silver is getting right into the back end of Waterfire. Taylor right in the slipstream. Taylor and Silver having run with one another to try to close this gap up. But Waterfire goes way wide, getting into the speedway section, forced onto the high line as Silver makes it by, but Taylor isn't able to slip in there. Taylor deep onto the slipstream of Waterfire. Up ahead on the road is that Stoned? Silver has an incident trying to go through the bus stop and ends up backing out, losing a big gap. Silver bled off like 3 seconds of time after the slowdown, so he took it back. Waterfire is right on Taylor's tail. TVR and Benz are fighting side by side, heading into T1 for the lead of the race. TVR gets around Benz. Is he going to be able to make it stick down into T1? TVR keeps it tidy, but Benz closes up the gap and pulls right up onto the bumper. Benz keeps a cleaner line. TVR's back wheel spinning up as he gets into the exit, heading into the international horseshoe. Benz and TVR close up once again. On the drive out, TVR using all of the available track and keeping it pinned, going through the dog leg. as we were saying, PRG Black was on a mission to try to gain his positions back up to the front of the field after getting knocked off early on in the race, puts the car in for repairs. Rolly Stone seems to be having some issues getting around one. They're side by side through turn one, heading into turn two. TVR forced to the outside into the international horseshoe, going down towards the dog leg. Dawson pits from the top 10. Dawson's still in the pits. Will Dawson be able to make it out and keep his position in the top 10? Oh, and TBR is having a little bit of an off-road line, getting into the back markers. Down the field, Nebo is looking like he's trying to make a move on Smoke. TVR and Benz keep fighting around every corner on this track. Down the field, Waterfire and Taylor and Silver are fighting among each other. Silver and Weiler. Silver and Taylor are working hard to try to get around Waterfire and making their way ahead. But Silver and Waterfire together, and Taylor ends up falling back off of the pair. At the lead, TVR is pulled back up to the back end of Benz as they get down into back markers. Benz and TVR are too wide, heading towards T1 with a back marker up ahead. TVR takes the outside line, getting around the back marker, and Benz goes very wide. The back marker finding himself pushed out to the outside, the number 21 car. And TVR is able to open up a bit more distance as Benz has to deal with the 21 car. TVR keeps pulling up ahead. UDP Drift is into the pits and gives up a position to Ghost Reaper. JDM Culture over 18 seconds behind. We'll have to see how long Drift is going to be held in the pits this time. as Culture makes his way up, and Culture gets the position. If all goes fine, Drift should exit the pits into P6. Back down in P13, Waterfire is continuing his fight with Taylor. Waterfire going very deep and getting a lot of dirt as he makes the exit coming across the bus stop. Smoke and Nebo are into the pits early. He's and Waterfire using a lot of the infield surface. Fire Taylor Silver pushing Nebo and Smoke down to P15. PRG Black after making his pit stop up to P15. Black after the pit stop looking in good condition after repairing transmission damage. Back up at the lead, it looks like Benz has a major run onto TVR, forced to the outside line into T1, heading in towards turn 2. TVR closes up the line and takes the lead position once again. Ghost Reaper from the lead, from the top 5 into the pits himself. Drivers making a stop in around lap 16. Making a stop at around lap 16, proving this will likely be the Busch car goes very wide. Looks like the Busch car goes very wide to get out of the way of the leaders of the race. Ghost Reaper on to Brave. Duke completing his pit stop. And down into T1, Taylor, it looks like he gets into the back end, not expecting where Waterfire was going to be on the brakes, but that's just giving room for Silver and Black behind to start to close up. Waterfire goes wide into the International Horseshoe as Taylor starts to pull ahead down to the dogleg, but Taylor, nursing nearly 20% engine damage, is going to have some problems getting away from Waterfire, but Silver is able to start closing up, as well as PRG Black, turning into a knot of 4 right around P11. Taylor some 7 seconds back off of Royally Stone. In the background, Waterfire keeps having a super wide line coming into the speedway section, allowing Silver to get around to the inside. Oh, but Silver goes high and into the wall. And is that Waterfire running down on the what's that thing called? Oh my god, the infield. Waterfire doing a bit of a bump and run, knocking Frosted wide and clear. Frosted trying to get the car back under control and pull it back up, but Frost is going to lose a number of positions through that move, finding himself down in P15 after that incident. And as we're watching, the leaders of the race are making their way into the back markers as we see them getting by Waterfire, getting by Frosted, and Hockey, putting them a lap down. Waterfire and Silver continue trading positions up ahead, and Taylor just keeps opening up the gap with PRG Black right on his backside. PRG Black now overtaking Waterfire and Silver, setting his sights on Taylor up ahead. The mission seems to be going well for PRG Black to work his way back up this field to try to find himself on the top steps once again. And a number of people have gone on to take the pits. Frosted, after his incident, finds himself in the pit. And the number 45 car looks like it was taken into the wall, trying to make his way out onto the speedway section. Bed Skiddy Brave is into the pits. Waterfire, and up ahead, Black and Taylor side by side. They're 3 wide into the speedway section. The number 9 goes high and into the side of Waterfire. It looks like Black defends the position. Waterfire and Black side by side heading down into T1. Black with the inside line. Black, Waterfire, and Taylor right on top of each other into the International Horseshoe, trying to go 2 wide into the dog leg. And Taylor looks for some space on the inside as Waterfire is pushed onto the runoff, has an aggressive re-entry, gets to the back end of PRG Black as Taylor gets the advantage and slips by on the inside. We have Blacks on board as they go down into NASCAR 1. Waterfire taking a very deep inside line as Silver able to carry more speed in the banking around. He's pulled off. He's parked on the outside of the bus stop. No, he did. Like he stopped, and he stopped on the outside. Please just be careful rejoining. PRG Black, as I believe that's Royally Stoned, is on pit lane exit. And as the pit stop cycle, Black has found himself up into P9 with Dawson right on his back bumper. Uncle Palpy down low and going slow. Oh, Uncle Palpy is 100% damaged. We're unsure of what caused the incident, but Palpy's making his way around to the pits right now. up in the lead. The leaders are finding themselves up into traffic. THR Benz and TVR going too wide into turn 1 and 2. But it's the Texaco Lightning car stuffing TVR down to the inside. TVR slips by. Ben slips by, heading into the dog leg. Oh, and the Texaco car goes very wide into the wall on the outside. Benz and TVR constantly being hampered by traffic. The 89 car closing them up as they try to make their way back out into the speedway. And unfortunately, it looks like Nebo had a disconnection and finds himself with a DNF. So there's a slow moving car exiting the pits. The number 18, West to Best. Uncle Palpy also has a disconnection. Our leader Fluff has found himself a drafting partner as he closes up onto RDR Silver, who's just up ahead. Fluff, our one-time leader, currently finds himself down. Apparently I can't read because I can't find. Oh, it finds himself down in in the third position, 10 seconds back, getting ahead of RDR Silver with Frosted right on his back bumper. Benz and TVR so far have not taken their pit stops, or have recently taken pit stops. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, Benz is nursing a good bit of engine damage, but is not letting TVR's nursing engine damage, as is Benz. So it is an equal fight. We're working our way up towards the half distance of tonight's race. And the entire time, Benz and most of the race, TVR and Benz have just been going at it. This game. Sorry, having some technical difficulties. The game's not letting me switch views. Okay, sort it out. looks like Hockey is making the move to go on and dive into the pits, leaving the Duke all on his own. Oh, Taylor gets into contact with Fluffball. Silver enters into the infield section as well. Drift and Silver side by side through the infield. Silver, once he recognizes it, gives the position up to Drift. Silver pulling real wide in order to let Drift take that position. Taylor running hard, finds himself right on the back of Fluffball's back bumper. Taylor taking advantage of it to try to close the gap up between him and Smoke. TVR and Benz continue their run through the field. Only about 10 cars have not been lapped by these two. 10 cars remain on the lead lap of the race. Ben's riding on the back bumper of TVR, heading into turn one once again. And up ahead, one of the back markers goes wide to let Benz and TVR through. Not too far behind, Fluffball is running alongside the number 45 car. Fluff gets ahead. Fluff now 13 seconds down off of Benz and TVR. Oh, there is a dead car in the infield. Yeah, it's a single car in the infield. The number 45 looks like he had an incident that sent him into the cement walls on the infield. Field is slowly coming down to a stop. The field is red flagging as we get Boss Racer to the pits. As we wait for these cars to pull themselves up in the line. And Boss is pushed down into the pits as we red flag the race at just a little under half distance. And today's race is racing in support of Share the Meal. Share the Meal is a charitable application that's designed to allow you to make donations in order to help fight hunger around the world. Please consider looking into the link that is below in the description on YouTube. Share the Meal is a meal. Share the Meal is a program supported by the UN World Food Program. As we wait for Boss Racer to recover and come back out of the pits. Lead lap cars will be entering into the pits this time by lap cars will be pulling a lap back. The lead of the lap cars is currently Smoke, Taylor, Frosted. Lap cars are going to be pulling around to get their lap back. We're waiting on the lap cars to go around. And as we get the lap cars through the pit cycle, did that go through? Adam, you might need to do an exclamation point in order for that to go through. If that's what you're trying to do. But our back markers go into the pits and complete the pit cycle. Oh, I think it's before. It's like exclamation then cheer 1000. As we wait, Benz is arriving. Maybe. I'm only saying because I don't see any activity in the feed, and I think that would pop up in the feed. Most of the field is now back onto the lead lap currently. You've already gone around. You're going to stop at the back of the line as you pull up. Yeah, only lapped cars are currently West to Best, Boss Racer, and Lion Mane. And thank you, Adam, for gifting the subs. And it looks like Hockey is going to be the proud recipient of a gift sub. Benz will be taking us back to green as we get rolling once again. It'll be a single file restart in about 10 seconds once the majority of the field appears. There were some issues in the background, and there's an incident about midfield. Number of cars had issues on the restart, finding themselves thrown down to the middle. And we're gonna look like we're gonna go single file before the line. We're at the restart zone. Benz has control. Benz calls green right at the line. Oh, crap. Sorry, I just realized the audio has bugged out, so you have to give me one moment to fix it after the restart gets going. Benz goes down, and it is a massive cluster down in the middle of the field. Hockey working his way through. Hockey has a clean pass through. Silver is shunting the the number one Busch car to the inside. RDR Silver's trading back and forth with PRG Black as they make it into the dog leg. The Duke looking to the inside of the dog leg, but ends up on the outside as they run down to Horseshoe West. Duke very brave on the brakes, keeping it alongside Silver as they make their way towards the in and out, heading onto the speedway. Back up at the front, Benz and TVR continue their run away from the field. And please give one moment as we reset. We will pull up. And I want to thank Adam for all of the gifted subs. Gosh, how many did you just push through? That's hockey. Thank you. Kicking off the hype train. Thank you very much, Adam. Gifting a stack of subs. If you receive a sub from Adam, be sure to give him a thanks for that. As we get back into the racing, of apologies for having to sort out a technical difficulty, but Brave is leading the not Brave leading the field. We're following Brave as he fights his way in the infield right now. Dawson, Ghost Reaper, Skitty all stacked up on each other as they make their way back into the speedway section. Dawson goes wide, getting into the front end of Skitty. Skitty dives to the inside and gets alongside Dawson as they go into NASCAR 1. The field's still super compressed after that restart. And in the picture-in-picture, we have Frosted fighting Skitty with JDM and Dawson just up ahead. It's 5 cars closing down into T1 currently, with drifts on board. See, not drifts on board. That is JDM's on board. Frosted's on board. Jesus Christ. Ghost Reaper pulls it away and gets up ahead. JDM in the 26. I think the subs are still being notified off. Toaster Lord receiving a sub, congratulations. Right now we're following as in the picture-in-picture, Frosted looking at the high line around Skitty, and JDM Culture on the low line next to Ghost Reaper. Ghost Reaper, JDM trading positions back and forth, going down into the bus stop. JDM able to open up the gap to open up the gap to Frosted. The closing in on Ghost Reaper up ahead, and Ghost Reaper closing in on Dawson. In the back, Boss Racer is steadily trying to make his way back up. But at the front, TVR and Benz and Fluff are right on top of each other, battling it out, heading into T12. Not too far down the road, UDP Drift is looking to try to stay right on top. He's right in the fight. Drift into the international horseshoe, Frosted into the international horseshoe, looking to try to find a line to get by Skitty, but Skitty is covering every option that he has. TVR, Benz, and Fluff lead around for another lap, bringing us into the 30s. Oh, and it looks like PRG Black gets into the back of Frosted for a bump and run, and Black gets around Frosted and speeds off into the speedway section, leaving Frosted vulnerable to the Duke. The Duke, having the low line, gets the advantage on Frosted, and Frost has to fall down into P12. PRG Black having a strong run away there. Frosted gets on the back bumper of Duke, and Duke just rockets through and holds the momentum. But Black this time having a poor run out of the bus. Oh, and it looked like Duke slid up and end up into the wall with Black. It sounds like it was a bit of Forza glue, and the two of them just got stuck together as they tried to pull by one another. But that leaves Frosted off in no man's land, but with plenty of room to run on his own. I think that's JDM Culture. And there is a cheer some bits. Thank you very much, Adam, for the 1100 bits today. Adam in here just making it rain on the chat. As the fight continues, JDM finds himself up alongside Ghost Reaper. Yeah, thank you very much for your generosity, Adam. It's highly appreciated. Now, as we continue following this fight of JDM as he gets alongside Dawson. Taylor losing ground after an apparent incident in the bus stop, finding himself on the back bumper of Ghost Reaper as Dawson is catching up quickly. And if you're interested in joining the racing here and in other upcoming leagues, along with iRacing and F1, please feel free to join PPRL. Also, don't forget to support Share the Meal. Share the Meal supporting our racing here today, and you can support Share the Meal by donating to the cause of fighting hunger around the world. Speaking of hunger, Taylor looks like he's trying to is hungry for an additional position as he fights his way around Dawson. And unfortunately it looks like Boss Racer has disconnected, but Taylor has the high line as Dawson claims that low line with JDM Culture right on his back bumper, forcing Taylor to the outside wall, giving Taylor no room to come down. Oh, but Taylor finds space. Taylor makes it into the lead heading into the bus stop. taking a really dirty line and pulling himself back up onto the speedway. But in the background, JDM Culture is side by side with Dawson for the run. Ghost Reaper, one of the first ones into the pits after the restart. Not certain if he had damage. I didn't see the call. Frosted going side by side with Skitty, going very deep into the first corner. Skitty and Frosted fighting back and forth for the P8 position. Taylor has made his way up the field and finds himself in P5, but the fight for P5 stems down to P7 with Culture and Dawson staying very tight on him. You could also just come and watch the stream. I'd appreciate that. The JDM Culture is racing down and Dawson trying to catch up to Dawson heading into T1. I'm still gifting more subs. Jesus Christ. Rosen and Skitty just continuing to go back and forth with each other. Hockey now entering into the fight between the three. Frosted is very close on the back bumper of Skitty, but has the warning arrows of Hockey closing in tight. And as we see Frosted nursing a small bit of engine damage as he's trying to stay tight on the back bumper of Skitty. Oh, in the picture-in-picture, we see Dawson having a bit of an off-road run, losing ground to Culture in the background. Now, back up to the fight between Dawson and Taylor. Taylor's keeping pace just outside of reach of Dawson. JDM Culture also fighting and putting pressure onto Dawson, not letting him have any room to breathe. But while all this is happening, that gap between Culture and Skitty is slowly bringing these two groups down together. Skiddy now only 8 seconds afield of Dawson. Unfortunately, it does appear that Hockey has found himself isolated from the fight up ahead and has fallen slightly more than a second out of reach. And we're going to jump back up to the front of the field for the time being. And we have Benz and TVR side by side in a T1 once again. TVR this time taking the lead as he goes to the inside. Ben's a little out of shape trying to go around. Keeping it clean as they enter into the International Horseshoe. Ben's with the inside line taking advantage and likely going to get a better drive out, but TVR is on that back bumper and not giving Benz any room to breathe. Ben's pulling it down into the dog leg. Frosted is on a 0.7 second deficit to Brave up ahead. Frosted's tires are looking a little bit worse for the wear, but has not got the engine damage any worse. TVR and Benz going side by side, fighting all the way down the road. Taylor and JDM Culture are fighting down the field as well. Taylor and Dawson keep fighting down in the field as well. But TVR looks like he gets into the side. Ben's going to get into the side of TVR, slowing TVR down on the exit of the International Horseshoe, pulling down into the dog leg. Benz has the lead. In the background, Taylor trying to catch ground onto Dawson, but JDM finds himself put right back on that back bumper. Oh, there's contact between Taylor and Dawson. Taylor gets alongside JDM Culture. Taylor and Culture side by side. And Culture on the low line gets the advantage, pulling ahead of Taylor, running down towards the bus stop. Who's going to be braver on the brakes going down here? Oh, and Taylor is very aggressive and claiming some space for himself and ends up wide. But so does Culture. The both of them rejoining the track and losing about the same amount of time and ending up in the same positions. Riding alongside the rails as JDM Culture is trying to find a way around Taylor. Is he going to find some options entering here into the International Horseshoe? Taylor getting a lot of angle coming through the horseshoe. They're making the run down to the dog leg. The slowest part of the track here as these cars try to get traction. Traction and drive as they make their way up towards the speedway. All of them seem to have about the same drive as they get out onto the speedway. Heading down towards the bus stop. Taylor getting a healthy dose of the dirt on the inside, but is able to keep the gap alive between him and Culture. Down the order a bit further, Hockey and Silver had a bit of a trade, and it looks like Hockey is the loser in the exchange. Hockey ending up losing a little over a second. And Dawson and Taylor are fighting, entering into the infield. Taylor on the inside line. And in the background, you see Culture looking to try to get into this fight. Through the dog leg. Taylor closing up the distance, finding himself right on the back bumper of Taylor. Hockey throws it into the pits. Apparently Hockey may have had a bit of damage that he's dealing with as they enter into the speedway, gaining ground, but Taylor leading Dawson ahead of Culture. Taylor some 15 seconds afield of the cars ahead. And we are getting into the final 15 laps here. Up ahead, Benz is the first of the front runners to put the car into the pits. UDP drift in right behind him. Dawson alongside, but ends up super wide. And Taylor runs wide and is into the dirt. Taylor is around on the infield and Dawson is away. Taylor spins it, but he gets it rolling once again. Oh, and Taylor has major driveline and steering damage, and he's going to have to fight to get that car around the field. JDM Culture is also able to get by. And it looks like the Duke and Brave are fighting once again. The Duke looking at the high line, heading down into turn one. Duke and Brave side by side, both very brave on the brakes. The Duke falls in behind Brave. Down to 12 seconds. Not 12 seconds, 12 laps remaining. Taylor finally gets around and gets to the pits after the major incident on the infield. And as we watch it happen, Duke finally gets around Brave, but it looks like Brave gets a bit of a nose onto Duke's rear quarter panel, sending him a little wide into the bus stop. The Duke takes the lead into the bus stop, but Brave is able to get a better run through and makes it on to the speedway. Taylor gets himself into the fight with the Duke and Brave. Taylor looking to be determined to find himself in the top 10 at the end of this race. All but 2 cars are on the lead lap now. Now let's keep an eye on a building fight up ahead. Every lap, Drift is closing down a few tenths of a second onto Frost up ahead. And as it happens, and it looks like the Duke gets into the back bumper of Brave this time, but the fighting between the Duke and Brave brings Taylor into contention, bringing this into a 3-way fight. The picture in picture. Oh, and as we go around, the Duke puts it into the pits and Brave continues out. Brave and Taylor keep lapping for the time being. Everyone making final stops and trying to make preparations for how this race is going to end. TVR about to bring us into the final 10. Drift is steadily closing up on Frosted. Keep your eyes on that picture in picture while we also watch this fight building between Taylor and Brave. But it looks like Brave is able to get the run and open up the gap between him and Taylor. Drift now right on the back bumper of Frosted. It looks like Drift is trying to bump draft with Frosted, but Frosted is not very steady with the push. And up ahead on the road, the final pit stops are beginning to cycle the drivers around. We'll have to see what order everyone takes and how these strategies play out. The long-running plan that we've been following for the day, PRG Black, who made an earlier stop fight, is currently down in 12th position. The cars in the pits are just falling back the order. Frosted is diving into the pits this time around as Drift continues on his own. We have them side by side as Brave and Taylor are at rounding turn 1 to 2. Ghost Reaper is about to make the exit as Brave and Taylor find themselves right inside of this battle. I mean, Frosted finds himself right inside the battle with Ghost and with Brave and Taylor. We are 9 laps remaining. The lead Fluff is into the pits. We're going to take a quick jump down and follow TVR as he makes his way around. Fluff is moving towards the exit. TVR is able to pull ahead at the last moment. Fluff finds himself pushed down into third position. The order at the top of the field now, TVR, Benz, and Fluff with about a few seconds. P5, JD. There is a car that's stopped down in the infield. I'm trying to get West the best. It looks like he just spun it and he kept it out the wall. West, he recovered it and he doesn't have damage. West recovers the car and gets rolling once again. Taylor is still fighting up against Brave as we get down into the death of this race. 8 laps remaining. Keep your eye on the picture-in-picture as Ghost Reaper gets into the back bumper of JDM Culture, trying to eke his way up into the top 5. Glitch and JDM are side by side out of NASCAR 4. Reaper is able to get ahead of JDM down into turn 1. Will JDM try to make any move on him? No, he doesn't, but Dawson is clear and in the sights of Ghost Reaper as he gets into the infield. Back down in our fight for 10th, Taylor and Brave are side by side as they get into a back marker. The number 22 Coca-Cola car goes wide to give the two fighting cars room to run. Taylor gets around to the inside out of turn 2, is trying to look for some room into the International Horseshoe, but the number 46 is able to keep his lead. Opens it up a bit more as Taylor gets a little loose on the exit of the Horseshoe. Down into the dog leg, Taylor finds himself in the draft. And Taylor's able to hold him off. Everyone's looking to get their final advantage as we get into the final several laps of this race. Duke is looking to try to make up ground on Royally Stone. Silver's trying to catch up to Hockey. And Ghost Reaper is trying to catch up to Dawson. Fights up and down the field as the race comes to an end, and everyone's strategies start to collapse onto the best final result that they can imagine. TVR is trying to focus as they pull this race around to the end. TVR can feel the pressure that Benz has on him. Benz just a little over a second away, but is steadily gaining, finding himself down within a second as they get back into the infield, but the times are yo-yoing. Oh, there's a car that appears to be stopped. Main is trying to get himself rolling once again. Looks like Lion May is able to get himself rolling once again. Moving back up the field. Lap 49, cautions are closed. Cautions are closed. The fight for fifth is steadily building as TVR, excuse me, not TVR. Dawson Reaper and Culture are trying to close up ranks. But at the lead, Benz has made it up to within striking distance of TVR. Everyone's trying to make their plans as we get down into the last five. Pulls up into the draft of Dawson. Duke is looking to get up to Smoke. Ghost Reaper gets by Waterfire, who goes on the high line to give him room. Ghost Reaper is staying tight onto the draft of Dawson. And our main fight that we're following, the Duke and Smoke are going side by side as they make their way out into NASCAR 1. Ghost Reaper having to finally back out of that fight up at 7th. And finding himself down to 8th now as he has to go in for fuel to make sure he makes it to the end of the race. Continuing to unfortunately fall down the order. Will Ghost Reaper make it out before Hockey gets by? Ghost Reaper finds himself out of the pits in side by side with RDR Silver. Oh. And no, it appears that smoke dropped out. Silver and Ghost Reaper are fighting into these final laps. As the last laps start to come up, the field is spreading back out just a little bit. Benz is staying. Oh, Benz is out of shape, exiting the exiting the bus stop. Black in these final laps is trying to catch up to the Duke. Benz is trying to keep himself on the road and gaining ground on TVR to be in striking distance as we get to the critical final laps. Ghost Reaper finds himself right on top of Hockey once again. Ghost Reaper trying to fight his way up to Hockey in order to claim himself a spot in the top 10. Is closing up on Frosted up ahead. This Ghost is trying to get this position off of Hockey. TVR brings us into the penultimate lap. Up at the front, Benz has found himself time against TVR, and it looks like it's thanks to back marker traffic. Benz and TVR are right on top of one another once again. It looks like the Duke and Black are the ones battling it out that have let Benz and TVR Oh, and Benz is in the back bumper of TVR. TVR gets into the side of the number 22, as does Benz. Able to finally make it by. PRG Black is taking the high line to get around the 22 as well. And TVR is around, bringing out the white flag. Benz and TVR are going to fight this down to the death of the race. And our side by side, Hockey and Ghost Reaper are fighting side by side onto the infield. The leaders are right behind them on the track. Benz and TVR enter into the International Horseshoe through the dogleg, as Ghost and Hockey are fighting it out onto the speedway. It's critical that Benz gets a good drive out of the horseshoe and into the speedway. And it looks like both Benz and TVR have a good drive, neither one gaining more advantage than the other. But Benz is deep into the slipstream for TVR. Will Benz try to make a move going down into the horseshoe? Benz pulls right up on the back bumper of TVR. No one makes a move into the horseshoe. They follow each other line astern. The horseshoe through the bus stop. It looks like Benz gets a bit more of the runoff and into the dirt. And it is Benz and TVR. Benz is looking around the outside and is not able to make anything happen as they pull along to the finish. Down the field, Frosted is still fighting Brave and Taylor. Excuse me, Brave is fighting for Frosted and Taylor. The three of them within a second of one another. Ghost Reaper and Hockey are fighting in the side-by-side. Reaper's tires are looking a lot better, a lot worse for the wear. But Hockey's gonna... Oh, Hockey gets into the back bumper of Ghost Reaper, sending Ghost Reaper wide. But because of the contact, lets him around, and up ahead it is Brave, Frosted, and Taylor. And we follow Ghost and Hockey down to the line. Hockey trying to find a path by, but Ghost is the one able to hold on to the position. PRG Black brings us around to finish up P12. Black, Stoned, Duke, Stoned, and Waterfire are going to finish us up for the race for today. That is our race. That is going to be our race for today. Congratulations to our winners, LMP TVR, Benz, and Fluff. Also, thank you very much to Adam RPG for all the generosity in chat today. If you received a subscription from Adam, I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy the month of no ads. Please come by and enjoy some racing. We will be here for the next few weeks with some more NASCAR at this time of night. At the front, as I was saying, our lead cars are LMP TVR and the #1 Mobile 1 car. THR Benz, the number 18 Skittles car. And then rounding out our podium is Fluffball, the number 13 Mobile One car. So I want to thank all of our drivers today, and we'll be having a few words with the drivers in just a few moments. Hello. Thank you, drivers, for all of it.
I sent my Penske into Barcelona.
How did you
TVR,
think of the race?
Benz, and Fluff all around. Let's see. I don't see Benz. Unless I'm just blind.
Ben's
Oh, I do
already
see
left,
Benz.
I think. He left forever.
So no offense to the tune, actually like the way he stopped going for his brother.
I see TVR, I see Benz.
It's just to me,
I practice on the tune.
no, I get it. It's just the tune to me was so washed
Right,
under
it's
braking. I don't know if it's the
You're
whole thing.
very washed under braking, but
And I got used to that, which sucks. 'Cause then I
Sorry,
just
real
got
quick.
thrown out the window.
Fluff, Benz, TVR, if you can come up to the Kuroshine VC Thunder Streamers, I will meet y'all up there in a little bit for the post-race interviews.
Yeah, I just heard the real name.
Let me just say something real quick.
Fluff, hello, how are you doing?
Good.
So it was a bit of a last minute change today with the switch off of the setup, but how did you find the car to drive on the stock setup here at the end?
It was fine. Not much of a difference.
So how did you find the Daytona road course in the NASCAR out here? 'Cause I don't know if we've had any leagues really run this sort of event before.
It was interesting. I mean, fun as well though. So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get Discord to play nice.
No, good.
So, how did you manage your strategy to bring you up into the manage the race to get you up to P3 today?
Follow the leader, pretty much.
Follow the leader. That's the words for the wise right there.
Yep.
Um,
That's strategy.
when it came to getting a good time during qualifying, though, did you have any secrets in order to make the best time around the track, or like where did you find to make up the most time? Because you started on pole today.
Probably there's some people struggling in bus stop, and you can find a lot of time there. So, probably there.
Well, all right. Our next round that we have coming up. Sorry, I lost the Discord window for a second. Next round that we have coming up is the Brickyard 400. Are you looking forward to Indy?
Yeah.
If you had to
I
pick,
reckon it would be fun.
if you had to pick between the road courses and the ovals, do you have a preference?
Nah, I don't care.
You just like the car?
Yeah, whatever I can race, it's fun.
That's perfect right there. Well, all right. Thank you for giving us a few words. Any last words before we hop off with you this evening?
Nah, not really. I gotta go eat lunch. I'm hungry.
All right.
So,
Hey, you enjoy it. Enjoy the podium.
yeah, have a good night, man.
Hey,
If
you as
I
well.
don't catch you later. Yeah.
All right. And I wanted to talk to Benz before we talk to you, but it looks like you are going to get to enjoy and celebrate your win here at Daytona. So, how does it feel to come away the ultimate winner TVR?
Yeah, it's nice. You know, I was doing some practice with Benz last night because I haven't driven these cars in a while. It's pretty quick. I was vibing with that. But then just before the race, the tunes were decided against because of something stupid that I said. So we ended up running them stock, which honestly kind of played to my advantage. I've driven them more stock, so I think that, along with also just being quite good at the track, helped today. I had a really good fight with Benz most of the race. Like, I kept being stupid, giving myself engine damage, so.
Oh
But
no!
I had a really good,
How did you
most of the
find
race.
the engine damage was coming on the most? Was it an issue during downshifting, or was it over revving as you're trying to put power down?
Honestly, the first one was really stupid. I was behind, I don't know who it was. It was the first time lapping through traffic, and I called up to somebody coming into turn one, and had that little oh shit moment when they brake really early. that was not good. Had to get a fresh
Think
pair of undies,
fast.
and ended up putting her into first. Yeah, and then I went into the pits and pressed. I did the fuel the tires fine, and then for some reason decided it was a good idea to press skip on fixing the engine damage. So I was stuck with 3% engine damage for the second stint as well.
Did you decide
And
to just
then the caution
let it
happened.
run for the? Oh yeah, so you decided to let it run for the distance and then come back to do a fix after the stint was over.
Yeah, I got kind of lucky halfway through the second stint. There was the caution. I think it was something in the 30s. So I got kind of lucky there. I managed to fix it under the caution, and then the following lap after green, I was overtaking. I think it's Fluff, and he missed his braking point by a couple of feet behind me, pushed me a little bit forward, and it happened to be right as I was changing into first gear. So he hit me right before I pressed the button. So I just got an extra 5% engine damage for the final stint as well, which was.
Well,
I actually spent probably about every lap of the race bar like 5 with engine damage.
wow. Well, it certainly made it a strong fight between you and Bins around the entire way. Are you going to be coming back for Indy next week, or are you a dedicated road circuit?
I mean, I'd say my strengths certainly lie with the road course races, but I've been doing like NASCAR stuff on Forza for a while now, mostly because it's one of the only constantly running kind of series you can find. So yeah, I'm not too bad at ovals. I think I'll do all right. I got the knowledge of the draft, and I know what you got to do to win an oval race. It's just not my strong suit, but I certainly can do it. Indy's a good track for me. I like Indy.
Adam's in the chat saying, "Do an oval, young man."
I will, bro. I will. I will do. I don't mind doing ovals. It's just got to be the right,
Be
the right group.
one.
And I think it was a group. Yeah.
All right.
I like Indy.
Well, congratulations on your win, and we'll see how you do next week. Look forward to see how you drive.
Hell yeah, man.
Hey, any final words to send us off for the evening?
Nah, not really. I'm just, I'll just end up chatting shit. So this is what it is, isn't it? Have a good one.
Hey,
Been fun.
Thank you very much for the interview. You take care. All right.
Yeah, all right. Have a good one, man.
All right, and that is going to be us for this evening. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a hold of. Doesn't like we're going to be able to get a hold of Benz, as he has disappeared on us a little quicker than we could talk to him to get an interview. But that is going to be our broadcast tonight for PPRL NASCAR. And congratulations to our top winners, TVR, Benz, and Fluffball. We will be back next week, as I said, for the Indy, for the Brickyard 400. It'll be here at the same time. We'll be starting another hour late as the actual NASCAR playoffs are on right now. So we want to make sure everyone can enjoy those races while we also get to have fun out on the track ourselves. So thank you for tuning in. Also, don't forget to look into supporting our sponsor tonight, which is work, which is Share the Meal, which is a UN World Foods program, which is aiming to help fight hunger around the world. Look into the links that are in the YouTube description and in the pinned message on the Twitch chat. If you go there, you'll be able to download the app to your phone and help to share food and help fight hunger worldwide. As for me, look out for me to be streaming tomorrow. Buy bananas for kids. Yes, buy bananas for kids around the world. Help people fight bad cramps with extra potassium. Oh my god, it is late. I'm gonna stop before I before I say anything stupider. But as for me, you can find me live tomorrow. I will be back for King of the Ring with 1 hour of racing, and then you will see what else we do in the coming week. I think I will be. We'll see what happens in the coming week. I'm not going to make any announcements beyond this Sunday. But until then, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Take care. Looking to join a PPRL if you want to come and drive with us. We have plenty more events coming up in the future. And yeah, that's going to be it. Y'all have a wonderful night. Take care now.